Welcome to the Tush Twins, heard exclusively on MalcolmPresents.com. Actually, it's heard and seen. Anyway, on the bottom is, I think you are usually on the bottom.
I'm on the upper,
Okay,
from what I'm looking at, I'm on the upper right from
Oh,
my
okay.
end.
I'm on the
I've been
upper right,
listening,
but I like
seeing,
being on the bottom.
Do you,
you like being on
baby?
the bottom?
You know what they
Yeah.
say? Are you a top or a bottom?
I would think of you as a top person. I don't know why.
I'm
Oh,
both.
oh my God, please stop. You're embarrassing me. I'm turning red.
Yeah.
I'm
Ooh,
always red.
okay.
I know.
Anyway,
Uh,
these are the Tush twins. They've been friends since
a
eternity.
long
I think it was
eternity,
in,
long
Nin-
it was
Since
a garden.
1954,
Did you meet in the Garden of Eden?
Yes,
probably.
probably. We were yeah, we were tapping in
Yeah.
our mom's little tummies there.
Uh-huh.
Although you came out first, Tush.
Yes, I'm older.
You're older?
She's the first
By
Tush.
how long?
She's Tush one.
5 months.
5 months, huh? Okay.
Mm,
So
Yep.
you're the senior. Anyway,
She's the
tomorrow,
senior
if you're watching, tomorrow we're watching, or this is done, show is done the day
on
before Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving Eve, the day the
Eve.
balloons
There.
get blown up in New York near Central Park. It's supposed to
Yes.
rain tomorrow, and the Macy's Day Parade's going to be that.
Uh, uh,
What do you do?
I used to live on 90th and Central Park West, and the
mm-hmm,
parade started, or they started gathering on
Mm-hmm.
89th and
On the
Columbus.
80th. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
And there was one year which I was working for a PR company.
Okay.
And my job was to take photographs of the parade.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
that's a cool
And,
job.
and I had a pass, and I would walk from 90th, from 89th Street and Columbus down
Down to
to,
30, 34th.
I followed the floats in the parade
That
to
must have been really cool.
Yeah,
That's a cool
what
job.
was it, 34th Street and Broadway to
Yeah.
Macy's.
In my record.
Yeah, that must have been fun job. I would love
That
to
was
have
nice.
done
I
I
that.
couldn't
would
do
love.
it. I couldn't do it now.
No, but the fact that
But
you were
back
able
No,
to
then,
experience that
probably I
is
moved
pretty
here
cool.
77, so this might have been 74 or 75.
Hmm,
Hell, that was
okay.
50 years ago.
No, it wasn't. We only think it is.
Mm.
Time just stands still.
time.
I used to watch a parade every year on you
Still
know
do.
in the morning.
No, there. He was
Yeah,
there.
I
No,
Like
in New
know.
York.
physically there. Yeah. We watched it on
Watched it on
television for the most
Channel
part.
4.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that was the
I
only
was
time I was ever
switched
there.
to Channel 2 because CBS had the oldest parade in the U.S. In
Was that in
Philadelphia.
Philly? Philadelphia, the
Mhm.
Shriners?
The oldest.
Which play? What play
It's
was? I forgot
In
which that's the
Philadelphia was
name.
the oldest Thanksgiving Day parade, or actually
yeah.
it's Christmas parade.
No, they
No,
had it
no,
for Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
I still do, and I watch it every year. I
Right.
switch back and forth.
Yeah. Well,
And you know who the last float in the Thanksgiving Day parade is?
this Mr.
It's a man with a
Christmas. He's
red
wearing
Santa
red suit.
Claus.
suit.
Sandy's there.
Santa, Penny.
Well, I remember that I was talking earlier to you about the turkey trot on Ocean Parkway, and
Did
they
you
would
find
have
out what that was
the
called? Was it the turkey trot?
it was the turkey trot, and they actually still have turkey trots now for when they run. They have
And
runners.
how long was it?
This it was from I think at the start of Ocean Parkway, past Church
But
Avenue.
how many miles?
However
How many
long, how
meters?
many miles is Ocean Parkway? I don't know. It's a few miles long.
Oh yeah,
So
20 miles, 25
I don't.
miles.
No, definitely not.
three
No,
miles. Is it
no.
three,
I think I
five
would
K?
5K or
Maybe.
10, maybe 10K.
10K would be 10 miles.
Yes,
But
I
10K is 6.2 miles.
so yeah, I mean, I
Probably a
don't
10K.
know. I don't know how
Are you bored
long
with our conversation, young lady?
Yes.
I turkey trot. I don't even know if they don't have it anymore. I mean, I
Well, they
only
might.
saw it if turkey. Well,
Well, I wasn't
I,
into
I,
running back then. I didn't get into, well,
I wasn't into running.
well, they
actually,
have.
I got into running when I moved over to Central Park West.
Okay,
Because
because you're right.
I was across the street, the Central Park Reservoir.
Nice. Nice.
They
And
have one in
I used
Prospect Park now,
The
and
turkey trot.
it's a 5 mile. They're having
Okay.
it in Prospect Park. It's the turkey trot, and it's called the Race for Reconciliation 5 Miler.
Well, nice.
reconciliation for what?
I do not know. The
The
turkey
turkeys.
trot
So they want
tomorrow is the turkey
reconciliation of
trot.
turkey.
The Prospect Park Alliance is that they're having a turkey trot. I don't
Cool.
know. They
I
don't
could trot, I
really,
can't run.
they don't, they don't talk about the one on Ocean Parkway a million years ago, but you know,
It's
I don't
probably
know.
a distant cousin.
Something like that. But
Do they
anyway,
have
so
the
they
turkeys, Brad?
they do have a turkey trot, and it'll gobble you up.
Ew. I
Uh,
didn't hear anything about the turkey that got pardoned.
yeah, they did.
They
Biden
pardoned it,
pardoned
yes. Yesterday they
the
pardoned
name
it.
of he pardoned Peach and Blossom.
Oh,
Hmm.
peach
I
blood.
guess they are doing an homage to Georgia for some reason, God knows why.
Peach
Um
and blossom.
Peach Blossoms, right?
Peach
Peach
blossom.
Blossom.
Mhm.
So Peach and Blossom have been given, they're not getting their off with their head. They're gonna get a sanctuary. They're gonna be put on a sanctuary, and they're gonna gobble their way into a
We
nice
have a lot of wild
existence.
turkeys
Into
by
turkey
me.
heaven.
Yeah, no, they're not going to turkey heaven. They've been given a
No, they'll gobble
dispensation.
their way to turkey heaven. They'll live. They got a
Eventually, they're gonna
reprieve.
gobble. Yeah, they're gonna enjoy it. So,
There's one major turkey that would run down the road here on Oak Street. And would, if you slowed down, because you had to go 20 miles an hour on this road, if you slowed down, he would come and try to peck your tires and hit his beak on your car and try to take off the paint. He was nasty. He wouldn't let you go. He'd stand in front. And we're all saying, you're not allowed to kill wild turkeys. It's against the law.
yeah, yeah, we
He disappeared. And when we found out someone shot him,
No one killed him.
yeah, someone shot him, and we all went, oh, my tires are saved.
oh God, that's terrible.
Hallelujah.
We see on the
Uh,
sawmill, we see turkeys on the side of the road. Some a lot of times and I've had a
right
couple on my
now.
property. They're scary suckers, actually.
They're nasty. They're
The
nasty.
wild turkeys are nasty,
They're
nasty.
nasty
I'd say.
birds.
I
Nasty.
used to see
We live in Wild Turkey's a golf course here, and it's named because the whole area is filled with
wild
wild
turkey.
turkey.
Yeah,
I've
well,
never seen I don't know
so
if I've seen a wild turkey in a city street. I know when I lived in Manhattan,
I've seen
there
plenty of
was
them.
an
I
area
see
that was
turkeys
mainly
all the time
Latino.
on city streets.
Sorry, Malcolm. I see so many in
Everyone's a
Manhattan.
turkey.
In
I
Manhattan?
see so many. Yeah, I see so many wild turkeys.
Yeah, there's a lot of turkeys.
There's
Uh,
such freaking
Well, I
turkeys.
drank wild turkey, but
Wild
I
turkey is a drink, right?
right.
Yes, it is. It's a
Uh,
whiskey, a
it's a
rye.
I don't eat any of that. Um,
I
but
like
on
whiskey.
Thanksgiving, we have, I think we kind of really don't even know the actual truth about it.
I know the actual truth because in the third grade or the fourth grade, I played in a Thanksgiving Day play in
We
PS1
all
88,
did.
and I was an Indian, so I
You were
know.
not an Indian. You were an indigenous.
No.
Indigenous.
When I was in elementary school, I was an Indian
They
because
weren't called Indians.
That's
That was
what
the
they
way
called you. Yeah, well, they didn't use the term
yeah,
indigenous.
indigenous didn't come out till later. I had no idea what an indigenous person was. I was an Indian.
made of.
And then sometimes my mother used to call me a wild Indian.
Oh, my
Remember that
parents called
term?
me that every day. They used to call me Blitzkrieg, Wild Indian, because I'd go into a room and everything would explode.
This is true, but
Like no different than today.
Yeah, it's sick.
this is also
For sure.
true. But it's just they I was trying to see why we eat turkey necessarily,
It wasn't,
and
they didn't serve
they
turkey,
didn't.
but
Well, they
it
said
was
that
family.
they said that the Wampanoag Indians brought deer, the
Hmm.
Pilgrims brought fowl, but they believe that the fowls could have been turkey, but more like it was ducks or geese.
So, without a doubt.
So, we eat turkey. It's pretty crazy.
I'd rather
There's
eat duck.
the turkey's pretty cool though. The turkey is
Because all
I'll
the
tell
Haitian ate all the ducks
let
and
me tell
geese.
you just quickly about turkey now, because you should
Okay.
pick up turkey alternatives. Um, we're trying to have a greener Thanksgiving sometimes, and there's a number of things you can do. One of it is a turkey alternative,
Which,
and
That,
switching to like a plant-based thing or tofurkey.
no, thank you.
But 46 million turkeys, 46 million turkeys are consumed on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And the estimate of CO2 emissions of a 20-pound turkey is 64 pounds of CO2 emissions. Do you know how much that is? It
That's a
is
lot.
in
Why do they have that? Is
it's
the
because
ovens?
the bird has to be slaughtered, and then the process of that, then the process of getting it all, skinned and whatever, getting it ready, braising it, shipping costs,
Mhm.
putting it in your oven, using your oven or range or gas, whatever. It's I guess cumulative, I think. I mean, it doesn't say that, but I'm thinking about that. But
So
it's
once a
just
year, we're killing the earth.
we're killing the earth every day,
Every
every
day.
second,
So
every minute of the day, and we drive and we fly. And Thanksgiving, they said this year they're expecting 79.9 million Americans planning to journey 50 miles or more from home.
more. Yep.
This is an increase of 1.7 million travels from last year, and exceeds pre-pandemic travel levels. Because don't you know, no one has money to do anything now? Could you imagine buying eggs for this and using it?
well,
Oh
can
my
you,
God.
well, can,
I'm just going to travel all over the place and wait, the eggs cost more than $2.
yeah.
What are we going to do?
Well, can you imagine
Oh,
next year when they put tariffs on?
No, could you
we should
imagine
put
Yeah.
next year?
tariffs on turkeys.
They should just cancel it. They said
Yeah, we should
71.
have a vote and we should cancel Thanksgiving next year.
In
Yeah,
protest.
I
Yeah.
think we should.
And
Approximately
not eat
seven,
turkey.
right, 71.1 million people will travel by car.
We
And
put
what?
never mind. Never mind.
I like your laughing. I like
Yeah,
your laughing.
let us in on the joke.
Uh,
It's the idea of a turkey with a picture of the president's face on it.
oh, oh God, yeah. Well, he's going to give himself a pardon, so that would be a good cartoon. His face on the turkey, and he goes, "Your pardon." Oh, God help us all. I swear, I swear, I swear. I just
Don't
don't
swear.
even know anymore. I mean, uh, it's like you don't know what to believe. There's so much misinformation that even about we think the Pilgrims and indigenous tribe had a really good time. They actually had a harvest. It wasn't a dinner. Um, but it says here, it says we think we know what happened, why it was held, and how the Wampanoag were invited and what they ate.
Where was this? In
But
Massachusetts?
this
That's
was
now
in Plymouth,
Massachusetts?
Plymouth
Plymouth.
Rock. Yeah. So they sailed from the on the Mayflower, landed in Plymouth. This is what it said in 1621. They had a good harvest. So the governor, William Bradford, had held a feast to celebrate and invited a group of friendly Native Americans, including the Wampanoag chief Massasoit, and they feasted on fowl and deer. They don't even know, as I said, if it was turkey.
There was no turkey, and I don't
But
understand why, but I like turkey, so I'll
But
eat it.
but
What?
not exactly. Is
Oh,
this what happened? Says
tell us, pray tell.
tell me what happened.
Ramona Peters, the tribal historic preservation officer for the Mashpee Wampanoag tribe. And
Hmm.
basically was said, did you know the English did not even land at Plymouth Rock? Did
I
you
know that.
know the English did not find an empty land? Did you know the original feast lasted for 3 days and it was a harvest? And the holiday wasn't even proclaimed until 1777. And it just keeps going on and on and on and on because the culture, the history, the whole thing is a myth. And that's, just the way it is. I don't know. They overlooked, so many things that you don't learn exactly what happened. And at this point, uh, the Pilgrims arrived. There were conflicts with King Philip's War, and it led to losses for the indigenous peoples. These events marked a darker reality of colonization, land theft, and cultural erasure. This is what
Oh,
we're
land
celebrating,
theft.
everybody. It's like,
Manhattan.
I mean,
$24.
right, right. So it
That's
became a
20,
national
what did the
holiday.
$24? It's $24 in trinkets.
And
Uh,
trinkets.
who proclaimed it? Which president proclaimed it a national holiday? Pop
Trump.
quiz. No.
What,
Well,
national
you
holiday?
know why I said no? Because you used Trump and president in the same sentence. Okay, next. Who? What? Who?
I
Gotta
say
go, gotta
Roosevelt.
go back. Gotta
I,
go
I,
back.
I think you
Roosevelt.
told me Lincoln, didn't you?
Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Lincoln
Lincoln.
became a national holiday in 1863 during the Civil War, which is like kind of now. President Abraham Lincoln was urged by writer Sarah Joseph Hale to proclaim it a day of national thanksgiving and healing. They were trying to heal the country. Uh, but it says this version of Thanksgiving was devoid of its historical content and focused more on unity and gratitude, which is not bad.
But
We're
that's
trying to
truthfully,
be
that's
thankful.
what we should be doing
Right. And
today.
it's a secular holiday celebrated by millions as a time for family food and gratitude. You're supposed to give Thanksgiving.
Right.
And
What
If
did your family celebrate Thanksgiving or big
yeah.
dinners or
Oh, absolutely. We had big
always,
dinners.
we used to
Yeah,
go, I
my
used
house
to
in
go to my
Chappaqua had
aunt's,
20, 30 people here every year. You had
and I
people
used
at
to go
your
to
house. At
yes, I
my
used to go
house,
to Aunt Michelle's house.
yeah, my mom,
With
she always
35
made
people.
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
how about when you were kids?
Oh, yeah.
I used to go to my Aunt Estelle in Staten Island. She had 30, 35, 36 people. It was a lot of fun. I
Yeah,
loved it.
we had the whole family here, and sometimes like some of the friends of the family would show up.
Mm,
Sometimes the Stones or the left, they'd show up.
yeah.
And we have the whole crew. So we had Thanksgiving almost every year. I can't even remember a year we didn't have it. And then when my parents moved to Florida and I had to visit them during Thanksgiving, everything was my mom's still. And then finally when I got the house here, I mean, I had everyone over
Yeah.
for decades.
I've been over to your house for Thanksgiving, even to my, I
It's
love Thanksgiving because I love the being with family and friends.
right.
It's fun.
So,
And I enjoy the
so
turkey, I enjoy the potatoes, I enjoy all the food.
yep, it's good. So anyway, so most of my family is not in this area. They're
Uh,
pretty far away. So
Well, none of my families.
my
Well,
son and future daughter-in-law, Sarah, are out in Los Angeles now, staying
mhm.
with
I
my
know. I
nephew,
invited them
Noah.
over, and they said they couldn't come.
Oh yeah. And
Uh,
This is their previous plans.
I spoke to my niece, to Laura. She said
yeah.
they usually have like 40, 50 people. She goes, this year we're only having 23. It's small. I say good.
Oh my
So
God.
she's cooking.
That's what we had, 23 people, but
Yeah, so
most of them are in-laws
yeah.
Oh,
because my wife's entire family almost lives out here, the immediate.
Really?
My
Okay.
family's in Delray, Florida.
Oh,
oh,
Florida.
Florida.
Lord.
I have my
Where's the
cousin there.
Florida? ER.
I have some cousins down there in Florida. Um,
Oh,
not yeah, one of my cousins is like they're afraid to leave
my cousin
their
Andy
gate.
moved to Florida. Andy and
Well,
Teresa. And I don't know
where
why.
you know where?
I don't know. I think on the West Coast somewhere. I have to find out.
Oh.
They just moved.
Oh, recently?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe
I
it's
have no idea, no idea.
idea.
Yeah,
Okay.
idea.
I
What's your idea?
Directions in Florida. I don't know what's east, west, south, or north.
Well, West Coast is like Sarasota,
I
Naples,
love
Fort
Sarasota.
Myers, Marco Island.
Where's Miami?
Falls.
South
Miami South.
is south.
South.
It's
Coast.
and
East
then
Coast.
it's the east side, and then Naples on the other side is west. And then down you have the Keys, which is even further
I
south.
like the Keys.
And the
That's
Keys,
my favorite place.
Key West
I,
is like one of the southernmost
it
areas
is
of
the
the U
It is. It's
southernmost.
sort of like I think
area
19
in the
miles.
U. I mean, there's a sign that says southernmost area
Yeah,
in the
sort of like
United
19
There's
States.
a
miles from
hotel
Cuba.
called the Southernmost
Right,
Hotel.
right.
You can see Cuba from there.
It's Cuba's 50 miles from there,
Yeah,
you know.
it's
It's
just
just
like I
like
can
it's
see
like
Russia from my
Russia is
window.
50 miles from Alaska.
Well, I could see Russia from my window.
Window.
Oh, yes, спасибо, Gloden.
I can
See?
see.
We better start learning Russian, man, and Korean. Two
Well, you
things
used to
we
see
can.
Russia from your window. It's called Brighton Beach.
Oh,
Yeah, right?
Brighton
That's
Beach.
true.
Yes,
People thought when I
yes.
said I grew up near Brighton Beach, they thought that
Don't think I'm
The
Russian.
Russians were there in the
I
60s. I
know.
said they weren't there yet.
They
You
No.
know,
weren't there till
till they were
72.
70 after like we graduated from high school.
High school. I used to
Right.
go every Sunday with the young Judea and go, bring the Russian Jewry into UN every Sunday, bring it in. And guess what? They came. And they weren't Jewish. They were mafia, Russian mafia. They were criminals. And I went back to UN and said, excuse me, I made a mistake. Would you take them back?
Take him
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, I mean some were legitimately
Some
you know,
were, but a lot
but
weren't. My
yeah,
mom had a
I'm
move
aware.
from Brighton.
If you see, I refer back to this movie called Honora,
Yeah,
which takes place in Brighton, a lot of it, and you see a lot of the and then Tatiana was used on the boardwalk in
yeah.
one of the scenes, and
I
yeah,
just, I missed
yeah,
the real Brighton.
yeah, it's not the same.
No, you can't go
Not. I
back.
went back there with you that 2 years
Yeah,
ago,
and we were
and it
skeeved
was
out.
like,
We were
it was,
skeeved out. We were like, we
yeah,
wouldn't come near here ever. I mean,
we're not that,
it
I don't
just
even want
wasn't the
to go back
same.
there again.
Yeah,
I
it just,
don't even want to,
Well, that's
we
what they
can
say.
never go home.
You can't go home again.
No, and
well,
I
you
was so
can
disappointed.
depending on where you
Where
are,
you live.
but
Well, actually, as I say, I'm from Coney Island. What's the same is Seagate,
That's
yeah,
about it.
the private community. But you step
yeah,
outside of Seagate, where I lived on 36th and Neptune, it's all public housing.
right.
They knocked
But
down
they
all the
have,
little apartment houses and
mhm.
independent living. So it's
Yep.
not the same neighborhood.
No, and
Well,
they
my
have
old house on Ocean Parkway is was knocked down.
my
There were
old
five
house.
houses, right?
Hmm.
You know, it's got my mom when we went and she saw that the house was gone, she almost started to cry. She was really
Yeah.
upset.
I
She said
don't
the
blame
house
her.
was
I was
gone.
upset
And I'm
too.
like, my house is gone. My that house and the other house, they're both apartment buildings where they were.
Yeah, well, that house, 2801, 28, 2828,
Uh,
right?
I don't want to say what it is, but yeah,
It's not there
um,
Yeah,
anymore.
not
not
there anymore.
there,
So
not
whatever,
there.
it's
Well, that's what I do.
2807 now or
2784
something.
West 36th Street.
And then there was
My old,
Ain't
twenty
there.
twenty seven,
mhm.
the apartment building and
And
the
my
one next
old
door.
cottage that we lived in on 30 on Brighton Second Place, which was a dirt road. We went down that road and it's
What was
paved
he?
brand new apartment building.
Really there? I don't
Oh,
remember.
we went by with
We
glass. So
went
we were,
by, right, right. Yeah. It's crazy. I mean,
And they're
I
supposed to
was
be
shocked.
building a big complex between I think 33rd and 37th Street on the along the boardwalk.
yeah, they want
Really?
to build a hotel or something too.
Yeah, and I forgot
Who's
the
gonna
guy
want to
who
stay?
owns Gristedes or something. I think it was Gristede, the
Who's
You know
gonna
owner.
what
want
it's going to be? It's going to end up being like Long Branch because I tell you, years ago when we used to go to Long Branch and how
Long Branch or
disgusting
Long Beach? Which one?
Long Beach, Long
Long
Beach,
Beach.
Right.
The Long Branch is
Long,
where
no,
Kitty
no,
lives.
Long, no, Long Branch
Long Branch.
is in New Jersey.
Right.
So
Long
we
Branch
went
is
to Long
Jersey.
Branch, Jersey. We used to go there to the haunted house there. Remember that? And we used to go to Asbury Park for
Hmm.
the pinball. And they were discussed, you know, it's the place went so downhill.
Yeah,
And now
yeah.
you go back there, you wouldn't recognize it. It's like you can't afford it. It's
Really.
so beautiful. the homes, the restaurants and the hotels. That's
Really?
where yeah, it's at
Well,
Long Branch.
Gentrified.
that's actually, I guess, good in a
It
way.
was good. I love going
Yeah.
to Long Branch.
I
The
haven't been
great
there in a
restaurants and
long
the
time.
boardwalk. Because my friends, Doug and Jill, they live right down in Highlands, which is about 10 minutes from there.
Hmm. Well, that's not bad.
And feel that, it's nice over there.
Yeah, but it's sad sometimes. When you go back to the old neighborhood, there isn't the old neighborhood.
Yeah,
Now,
no, it
And
definitely changed.
and the only things I think remain the same sometimes is when people live in small come from small towns
hmm
and they go back and say, oh, that's where I used to live. That was
I was
my
born
house,
in
or
a
that was the
small
apartment.
town. Yeah.
you know what? You can't call Brooklyn a small town.
Nope. You cannot call Brooklyn a small
Well,
town
Seagate was a small community.
by any stretch.
Community, but
It was
was it a
gated off.
big?
It
Yes.
it had your community was your block, pretty
Yeah,
much. And you knew everybody on your block. I mean,
everyone.
in my whole old house, my neighbors were, it was so
I
diverse.
knew
We
everyone.
had
We
Yeah.
knew her.
from Angie and her family from Barcelona, Mrs.
Uh-huh.
Hernandez from Cuba, with Donna, and
hmm
uh
But did you know
and
all the
and then the
store
other
owners
side
along?
was George and Ellen. They
All
were
the
from
store.
Did you
Germany.
know the store
Eh,
owners
Yeah.
along Brighton Beach Avenue?
Which
Yes, of
what
course we
which
did. Bright
what
Beach Avenue, of
Brighton Beach
course. Like
Avenue from the
Fraser.
Ocean Parkway up to
Yeah.
I think
We
it was
knew
like
the
Brighton,
restaurants and the people. We
Chinese
used to go to
restaurants and the
one
deli.
place on Neptune Avenue called Jaime's, and we knew Jaime and
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
there.
They had the best. My mom would sometimes say, go there on the way to school, leave
Uh-huh.
early, my favorite sandwich was salami on a roll with a pickle he let me pick from the barrel, with
Uh-huh.
potato chips and a sundew orange drink. That was my favorite lunch.
Hmm.
And she gave me, just the right of money, and a devil dog.
And devil dog.
Devil dog, 5 cents.
It was the supreme
Do they
complete.
still make devil dogs?
Yes, they
Yes, they
do.
do. I used to have to
And
ship
they're
them to Phil.
tinier.
I used to have to ship them to Phil and Mitch because they
hmm
don't have them out in
Mm.
LA.
No,
Nope. I literally would buy them
I've
and
done it
ship
many times
them, and
too.
it would cost me, I don't know how much to buy and ship devil
Yeah.
dogs to them.
When I first moved to California, this was 77. The thing that I missed, they didn't have Entenmann's cake,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I used to love the donuts.
yeah. The
Mhm.
chocolate
And
ones.
they didn't
But
have
then now they
Haagen-Dazs ice
taste,
cream.
but they don't taste
And
the same, the
No,
donuts
not
anymore.
anymore. But can you imagine not living with Haagen-Dazs ice cream?
Well, I'm not an ice
I
cream
don't,
eater.
hey, you
I
know
can't
what? When
have
you
it.
come to Qua next time, the bakery here, Susan Lawrence, makes a
hmm
replica of the Ebinger's blackout cake. It's almost
Ooh.
identical.
Oh,
Uh,
Ivy would like that. My sister.
you would go cuckoo butts.
Is she from Brooklyn?
It's almost
Yeah, I would hope so.
someone, I don't know,
It used to
someone
be
got
Ebinger's had the best
That was it. It was an Ebinger's blackout cake,
Ebinger's
Yeah,
Black
right?
Hair. Yes,
And
Ebinger.
this cake is a literal replica. I mean, it's pretty much exactly. I mean, slightly,
What they used to have by you, Mrs. Stoll's Knishes. I think that's
That
closed.
was the
oh, that's
best.
gone. And
And
Hershey's is
Mrs.
gone.
Stoll, Hershey's was my favorite though.
I like Stalls and I
Yeah,
like
I love
Mrs. Stoll
Stoll, but
and
Hershey's was my favorite.
Shotskins in Coney
Shot
Island.
skins, yeah.
And then around my neighborhood, they had a place called Sam's Knishes on the boardwalk on 33rd Street.
Sam's. Did we ever
Sam's.
go there?
I
No.
finishes cold beer.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
finishes
but it was
Well,
cold
I
beer.
we
I
used to
told you
yell warm soda,
I told you what a
Cold
small world.
Knishes.
I told you what a small world it is. I was talking to this lady that was a sales executive when I first got into the business, and we were just talking where we come from. I told her I'm coming from Coney Island, and she says, "Oh, yeah, my grandfather lives in Coney Island, and what did her grandfather do? He sold knishes, and he
on
sold
the board.
knishes in a little push cart."
Get out.
And
Uh-huh.
I remember him. It would get your red hot knishes.
Right, right, right.
Right,
That,
potato kasha, and
right.
he was always in competition with this guy that sold Arbus,
Which is
and I never
chickpeas.
knew what
The
Arbus
chickpeas.
was
My
until
dad used to
years
like
later.
that. He would,
Chickpeas.
My dad did too. Yeah.
right,
He,
Arvis and
he used to
chickpeas,
heat the chickpeas up,
right?
put them in a little paper bag, and throw lots of salt on them.
Salt
Yep.
on it. It was good. Oh,
Yes.
by the way, we were talking earlier why the Cherokee Indians, talking about Brighton Beach, think they're one of the lost tribes of Israel.
Pray tell, why?
Pray tell.
I used to go a lot to different reservations and go for the lectures all over. I went to
Even
this one.
reservations, all the hotels and
Yes,
No,
you got it.
restaurants.
no, we're talking
Indian
indigenous
reservation.
Oh, okay.
indigenous
Indigenous reservations.
nations.
Reservations. So I went and we went for the lecture, and they literally think they're one of the lost tribes. And this is why. First of all, they have the same features as the Sephardics in Israel and Spain and Africa. They all have that look. Two, their language is so close to Hebrew. They're the first tribe to have a written language ever.
Hmm.
And it was so close to Hebrew. They really think Shalom was Salam. They're very, very close to Hebrew. And three, they just felt they came through the pass and they came over to the United States after hundreds of years of traveling, and they landed in Tennessee. And they really, and oh yes, they believe in one God. They do not believe like the rest of the indigenous tribes, the sun god, they worship this god. They believe in one. And it was very close to Jehovah. And I forgot the name because I just many years ago I
Okay.
went. They
Next
really,
show, you got to
really,
tell us the name.
I will, I'll
Yeah.
find out.
Yeah,
But
But
find
they
out the name
really
because
believe.
well, I don't know about in the U.S. the indigenous tribes, but they have certain tribes in Africa that said they were part of the seven lost tribes, and I know two of them. One of them was the Ethiopians.
well, they're
Ethiopians
the
definitely
Ethiopians.
were the
They're in
first.
Israel.
Right.
Yeah.
During the famine part in Ethiopia, they were airlifted to Israel, and there's a big protest with the Israelis who wanted to keep, the Jewish religion white. I think they
That's
were.
the ultra
Yeah,
Orthodox
and they're probably
And they can go kiss my
who
pro-Trump
and
also.
they
they
can kiss
can
my tuchus at Macy's window.
mine
And then there was
too.
another group, and I forget they weren't in Ethiopia, but they claimed to be a part of the Cones, which were
Oh.
two of the whole families, the
Hmm.
very Orthodox families in Israel, and
Well,
they did a blood test with the cones that they had here, the coins they had here, and that tribe, and they found out they were relatives.
wow. There you go. You see, it's a small world. We're all
Yeah.
from like the same thing, and everyone just has a jack stuck up their butts, is
Mm.
what the problem
But
is.
I hate to tell you this, but our show's over.
Is it?
Oh,
Oh,
It's over.
wow. It is. We always have a time to talk. All right.
And we
Well,
always have fun about talking about. I feel like we're the Seinfeld's show. We talk a
yeah.
lot about nothing.
Uh, No, it's not about
It's
nothing. We
something, but
talked about Thanksgiving. We talked about indigenous peoples. We talked about all different things. What did you say? We didn't talk about nothing. We
we
always talk
talked
about
about
something.
everything.
We talked about Thanksgiving. Is that nothing?
That's nothing.
That maybe it's
Because
nothing to
it's
you,
only in this country.
but it's something to me. I don't care. They have Thanksgiving in Canada, but it's not the same time.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
had
right.
it. It was
They say the Cherokee people have proven that they're a direct lineage genetically to the lost tribe of Israel.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
wow. Can you send me that
Genetically.
link? I'm
Yes,
curious. Send me the link because
I'm
I
sending it
mean,
right now.
Send me the link also. Anyway, guys, have a happy, healthy New Year.
you New Year. You mean
Thanksgiving,
Thanksgiving?
well, it's coming up, New Year.
Thanksgiving.
New Year. We got a little bit to go for New Year.
Well, to me, that's sort of like the beginning of the New Year period, Thanksgiving.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's sort of
well,
it's from Thanksgiving through New Year's Day is like one big holiday for me. Or
Well, a
it
lot of,
used to be.
well, yeah, it used to be like at work, it started to like after a certain hour, like 2, 3 o'clock, it just started to get less, you weren't running around, although when I
Well,
was
it'd
at the
also
law
be
firm,
at 5 o'clock. It's dark. At
it's
It
4:30, it's
is.
dark.
it's gonna be dark in an hour here now. And it's 4:40. It's gonna be dark in an hour.
Yes, it is.
So,
But
but
anyway, my
anyway.
children,
All right.
have a
I
great
will
Thanksgiving.
have a nice Thanksgiving, whether it be turkey or duck or tofurkey, which is
So yeah.
soy based with all this other stuffing thrown
I
in
like
there.
the sides more than even the turkey. And I like the turkey the next day
Now,
because we put on
what I used
Well,
to,
some bread,
leftovers.
rye bread,
yeah,
and
Yep.
make a hot open
I
faced
like the turkey
sandwich.
necks.
Oh,
Uh,
no, I don't like that.
no,
Yeah,
thank
because I
you.
used to eat chicken necks all the time.
Oh, you're
No,
weird.
no,
And the turkey
no,
necks are like 3 times
Uh,
as big.
1, 2, 3.
no. Yeah.
I,
Oh.
well, I used to eat chicken bones. I
And
Oh,
never
cra-
Max
been
and
into
I
bones.
found a chicken bone once and we thought we found dinosaur bones.
yeah,
I want to
yeah, I was
take
like,
it to
so
the
let's take it to the museum.
Anyway,
museum.
guys, we're running into next week's show. I'll
All
see you
right.
then.
Bye.
You're listening to Tush Twins.
Tush
Heard
twins
on
on
where do
Tush
we
twin.
on
Tush
malcolmpresents.com.
twins. Tush
Peace out,
twins.
And we'll see you
man.
guys next week.
Peace and
Bye.
love.
Shalom. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Woo.
Shalom.
Shalom.